sir. Man, those are killer. Just clamp on top lights.
Yeah, and then they roll and you can pivot them so they got feet and you can lock it in place and then leave them in the truck for like.
Is there a method to this madness, or are we just going widespread?
Try to put the wind at a good angle so the ducks come in, you know, and focus on the bigger part of the decoys.
Okay.
Not our blind so much. Kind of gives them more direction. You know, yesterday with no wind, you kind of noticed the ducks would kind of go wherever they want.
Yep.
Today we got a little bit of wind, so it's kind of crossing this way. So we put our bulk of decoys here.
Okay.
Get their focus away from our blind, which is there. So when they're coming in, they see a massive wad of decoys, and then our ultra realistic ones where we like them to land.
See them just bank. Like, you don't see their chest, you see their back. They just turn on a dime, do a 90, just come right at you. And then when they're coming close to, when they're coming directly at you, they drop that rear end and the head goes back, and then their wings just lock up and cup. And sometimes they'll start going, I call it waffling, side slipping, whatever, but they just start going down like that. But I mean, when they drop wings, set feet, bring the landing gear out, that's a cool sight. It's a fun thing to watch.
He smells it now.
That was the only time ever you're gonna get me to talk nice.
Talk nice about brant or what?
No, we didn't get it. That other one took it.
Sit your happy ass over there.
Oh, I'll do all right over there.
Yeah, there's plenty of squirrels over there for you. He'll be over there talking to himself. Oh, you see, like, I wish they would come in right here. I got my Boss shotgun shells. I only shoot a 20 gauge. I hate this.
Watching birds work on a spread, watching them respond when they're turning on the call, watching them commit and give it up and just bow up, and knowing they're hitting that kill hole perfectly over that whip. There's nothing better than having a 50, 100 pack of woods and just do it dirty in the kill hole. It's pretty exciting.
Any weather at all, we'd have our limit. Just with the few birds we've seen.
But then you'd be done going, damn, I wish it went longer.
Exactly, it's so fun. Never gets old, dude. Never ever gets old. We're gonna go rogue. Nice job, dude. Good job. Okay, now we gotta be careful though. We're allowed 2 each, but we want to shoot 1 each. Or none.
What would you think?
I think it's great.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. I'll go hang with you guys anytime. Easy.
So, yeah, the birds were a little stale, huh?
Seems like it. But they worked pretty well. We got 35
Yeah.
and 2 geese.
Yeah, that was
First stale day.
The geese were pretty awesome, huh?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. When you saw them and you started blowing on the quality and they started turning.
Oh yeah, it was over with.
Yeah.
It came hot.
What'd you think?
I loved it. I love that shit. That's why I practice so much.
Boomer, leave it. Hey, Boomer. I know you just want to retrieve more. We're done though for today. We'll go again tomorrow. Leave it. One or two?
Ryan, what do you think?
Give it 2. Last resort. Windows open.
This program is dying.
Morning.
Yeah, 27.25.
That's so weird your truck does it.
Thank you.
Yo, big boy. I think we just pulled up.
You see my truck by the barn?
Is there a little...
House. It's the barns on the side road.
Okay, is there that little tiny hut when you first walk up? Oh yeah, I see that thing.
You see my truck? It's right behind the barns.
Okay.
You see it?
No.
No, not yet.
To the left.
You'll see there's 2
right here.
driveways. You take the inside driveway, not the
I see it.
outside.
Probably.
What do you think so far?
Dude, it's going better than I expected. We got real low ceiling this morning. Good flight, really good flight. That whip's just pulling them right into the kill hole. They want to be in the sheetwater split field. It's turning out to be a good hunt.
They were all here, Gage.
Oh, really? How the birds working from what direction here?
We're getting birds from the southwest, flying up off their roost and
You got 3 out of that or 2?
coming up. Oh,
Dude, that top bird out of that 4-pack was Euro. Just the head. I saw the head.
you'll glass the field, you'll see the Euro, you know, you'll shoot a storm widgeon every once in a while, you'll glass up your collars and bands, but seems like we've seen some crosses, some penny mallard crosses this year. There's been a couple shot here in Washington have been pretty unique studly birds, which in this Pacific Flyway we get, you know, we get our Euros, our storm widgeon, a cross. I mean, we get our wood ducks running around. I mean, it's a unique flyway for some pretty cool looking birds.
Can't deal with the KitchenAid thing.
I got buddies that have that one.
2.5 horsepower.
They're not
I think the pork adds more flavor.
Got it.
And then just mix it with the really fatty burger, because duck itself is super lean. And like I said, for this purpose, we're not trimming any fat off. We want all that fat. It's a coarse grind. You could probably cook it just like that, but we'll run it through a fine plate. I've shot anywhere from your common, your mallard, your widgeon, teal. I've shot all 3 species of teal. I've just never shot a really good drake of the blue-wing and the cinnamon, but I've shot ones that are fairly plumed. My best one that I'm the most proud of is my black duck. Shot a black duck here in Western Washington, which is really rare. I only know of like 4 or 5 that have been shot. Most recently, we started seeing a population of blue geese that have started to show themselves here. I mean, when I was growing up, I never saw a blue goose around here. I think I saw one when I was a teenager, and it was just, I was so shocked. But now they're actually pretty common. I mean, it was a thing a couple years ago when I first spotted one on one of the properties. There was 9 of them in this flock of like 10,000 snows. And so we started targeting them, and Colleen actually shot the first one that I'd ever seen, ever physically saw a blue goose, because I've never gone and hunted the Midwest Flyway or any of that stuff. So and they're really prevalent. But here, they're not. And now they're getting to be more and more common. But I mean, still, it's like probably 1 in 1,000 snow geese is a blue goose. And maybe, you know, I'm not a biologist, but it's not a lot. But it's more common that you actually see them. I've shot a fair amount of Euros. That's one that, you know, people talk about as being a real big trophy, and those things, I'm pretty good at sniping those things. I've probably shot 40 or 50 of those in my life. I've got a couple blondes. Blonde mallards, the mallard. I've shot every diver that you can shoot here. The only ones I haven't shot is like I said, eiders. I've seen 1 eider in my years sea duck hunting. Saw that up at Blaine. Never got a shot on it, but I've shot everything but tree ducks, eiders, swan, crane. I mean, I've got them all right here in Pacific Northwest. It's pretty cool. You just don't see that anywhere else. Any other flyway, you don't get that kind of stuff. Can one of you guys come up? I got all the decoys. We could get it in one go if you guys come up. And then some Avian X mallards for floaters. I got 2 dozen mallard full bodies, 3 dozen widgeon.
How many extra blue scooters did you bring?
There's only 1 blue scooter.
Yeah. So we've hunted this property a handful of times before, and it's been kind of slow, but we've been scouting it pretty hard the last couple of weeks, and this pond behind us has just been loaded with hundreds and hundreds of ducks. So we've let it rest for the last few weeks, and I think we're having an awesome shoot this morning.
The wind's going, is blowing from our back, kind of across into the pond. So we're trying to get all of our decoys upwind of us. That way the birds present the best shot right in front of our blind. So we're just gonna do a big hook and try to create a wall in this shallow sheetwater pond and get it so that they have a stopper right there. So all of the guns can actually get a good shot. Okay, if this group comes in, we gotta get them tight.
So like as we carry on like through the later half of the season, obviously the birds are gonna get smart. You know, like that's when your hide really matters, like your weather really matters, stuff like that. You know, when it comes down to it, everyone always wants to know like, oh yeah, I need to put out way more decoys, or I need to call more, or whatever it is. And in my opinion, the bottom line that matters is you have to have good weather. You have to have cold snaps, you have to have wind, and you have to have a good blind. Like as long as they don't see you and you're calling, I prefer a softer approach. Like as the season progresses and stuff, almost as like you pull that pull string and you're just giving them enough to keep them interested and stuff, and half the time that does the majority of the work for you. That's what I notice, like for the most part.
Yes, sir. Nicely done, Bob. Thank you, sir.
Well, that was a fun one, huh? I've never seen them like that in your face. That was cool.
Little honker. Those are greater whites. Single.
Enemies ahead.
You know, when you're younger, a lot of times trigger time and the pursuit of a limit is really important. You know, you're kind of trying to prove you're probably as good and you've mastered the art. But after you get older and you've done it as many years as I have, the killing's not as big a thing. It's, you know, the time in the blind,
like back in the day when you were little,
hunting with Nathan and now my grandson Carson and that, you know, watching both of them come up and that, you know, both of them are crack shots and put Grandpa to shame now, you know. And, you know, in advancing age, you're not as quick as you used to. I remember when you could kneel on one knee in a blind and that. I'm way past that. If I go to one knee, it's like, better be two other guys to help me get up and that, because you just can't do what you did. So now you set up your shot a little more and, you know, but like I hunted Saturday, the same day you guys had the big shoot on another piece of property, and I killed 4, but I passed on easily that many drakes that it's like I just didn't pull the trigger. You know, if they got to the water before I got up on them, they get a free pass.